let's stop talking about the second generation and migration background. You might find it surprising that someone from a center specializing in the study of migration would suggest that we should stop talking about the second generation and migration background. The short answer is that these terms are not precise and they do not really describe the population we study or want to study. This is particularly true in quantitative and experimental research, where we value systematic approaches. The long answer is that in many cases we can better describe the population we are studying or want to study by moving away from these common terms. We can identify three key weaknesses. First, the terms second generation and migration background imply a false homogeneity. A diplomat has as much of a migration background as an irregular migrant or a factory worker, even though their life chances are very different. This is why in practice we often use subsets, for example referring to a migration background from non-European countries, rather than acknowledging that the terminology is not precise. Second, the terms second generation and migration background focus on deficits. Here we have a peculiar thing in that the expression second generation does not mean more of something as it usually does. Second generation technology or a second generation baker is better because there is more accumulated experience. Second generation immigrants are less so because their parents experienced migration, not them. So migration is like a deficit being passed on from parents to children. Third, terms like second generation and migration background perpetuate difference, especially when we acknowledge less difference. We expect migrants to integrate and assimilate, yet with these fixed terms, no matter what immigrants do, they are always different, never fully part of society. Otherwise, we would not have to distinguish them. Funnily enough, when we analyzed the academic literature and responses in population surveys, we find that specialists often refer to an ethnic perspective. People who share a common identity because what they perceive as shared origin and common attributes, who tend to find partners among themselves. If that's what we mean, why not say so? We conclude that often broad terms like second generation or migration background are misleading, and we want to encourage others and ourselves to choose our terminology more carefully, because we think that this helps us to describe and understand the social world better. This means thinking a bit more about what phenomenon we're interested in, what social problem or mechanism we think is at work, and then picking the right perspective that is precise and useful for what we are studying.